Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first full-on solo episode of What the Hell Should I Watch? The physical video version of it. This will be the first time. For those who want kind of like my top ones of the week, you can watch the Shift Heads video that I did with Shane Hewitt on his channel, which is available also at shiftheads.ca, as well as the Facebook group. I covered The Holdovers, Silent Night, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which is on Blu-ray now, and Leave the World Behind, which is how I'm going to start this video this week, because this movie, it's the directorial debut in a feature format for Sam Esmail, who also wrote this film. And Sam Esmail may be familiar to those by his show Mr. Robot with Rami Malek, but this is his first time in a narrative format. It's got Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, like Kevin Bacon in a supporting role. I mean, it's got some serious A-listers in this movie, and it is chock full of paranoia and tension and some plausible world-ending stuff, which I don't want to get too deep in. I want people to see this film for sure, but incredible cinematography. Just like, how did they do that style of stuff in this film? And I really dug it. So let's get to the physical media portion of it. And this is something that I've never been able to do before, is show these off like in my hand. I used to do it on my Instagram stories, but this is the first time doing it in like a kind of a YouTube wider shared format. So the first one here is this baby. And I feel like everybody knows the Titanic very well. The story of the Titanic, but mostly the movie. James Cameron was the king of the world at the time, and he made an incredible technical achievement with this film. And when it initially came out in the 90s, I was a jaded teenager, so of course I hated this film when it first came out. But upon reevaluation as an adult and brushing off that rigidness I felt to liking it, I actually dig this movie. I will still concede, though, that the first hour is a bit draggy, but you got an incredible cast. I mean, not just Kate and Leo, but you also have Kathy Bates in this one, and Billy Zane, who freaking steals this movie. He is on another level with his performance. It's so cartoony, villainish at points, but it's part of that side of this actor, that the hamminess of him, that has made him like a favorite of mine since the 90s. Like, I'm like thinking like Demon Knight, like Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I've loved Billy Zane since then. So, but to get this on a 4K format, very cool. And it makes one of my favorite moments in the film, the guy bouncing off the giant propeller during the sinking, that much more hilarious to see. I know it's like a tragic moment, but I don't know, that scene never fails to make me laugh. All right, so all you Star Trek fans out there, this beauty, Strange New World Season 2 is out. And not only that, it is in beautiful steelbook. And anyone that follows me on the social medias knows that I have this affinity for steelbook. I have like a steelbook like collection, like all alphabetized on my shelves and everything. I'm a real sucker for them. It could be anything. Like, I got Good Burger in a steelbook, and I cherish that thing. So, I mean, it doesn't matter the movie. I love the artwork that goes through it. But for this to be the initial release for Strange New World Season 2 is very cool, because I think that there is a cultish kitsch value to this. It might be the best thing that the modern Star Trek, the Paramount Plus Star Trek, has done. I mean, I really do like Lower Decks. I think it's a lot of fun, but and Picard is really great for its 3-season run, third season being the best part of it. And I mean, Discovery kind of falls off cliffs here and there. Even as like, I'm not a Trekkie, but I know my way around it, and it just didn't really work. But Strange New Worlds works. Anson Mount is a great Captain Pike. I love Rebecca Romaine, and Ethan Peck I know everyone's real precious about who plays Spock, and we've had the best Leonard Nimoy. We've had Zachary Quinto, who I don't really have an issue with as Spock. I thought he did a good Spock, but Ethan Peck, I think, does this role quite well as well. And I think because we're too precious with these characters, we don't allow new people to come in and tell new stories with it. So I think maybe give the guy a break. But Strange New Worlds, really cool show. Looking forward to season 3. I know a lot of people had issues with the musical episode of season 2. That's in this guy. So if you have an issue with musicals, maybe don't watch that season. All right, we're going to do a quick one for the next one because I got these two. That's right. From Paramount. Season 13 of SpongeBob. Yeah, we're that far. I think we're farther than season 13. So I think there might be a little behind in releasing. But season 1, volume 2 of the Patrick Star Show, which I already have season 1, volume 1. And a lot of these, once I'm done with them, I would probably, especially the Nickelodeon kid stuff, I would probably give to my niece after I was done with the review portion of them. Both the SpongeBob movies, and since my first kid was born in 2000 and everything, I keep these movies, these movies and these seasons because I am not ashamed to say it, but I love SpongeBob. I think he's hilarious, and I love Patrick, and I was really interested to see a spinoff with Patrick, and this spinoff is following Patrick and his family, the family of the stars, and all starfish brethren. And it was, it's not to the caliber of SpongeBob. SpongeBob is a show, even 13 seasons in, that still makes me laugh consistently. I think it's unfair to compare it to a legend like that. It is trying to spin off well more than a decade into its series. But if you like the whole mythos of SpongeBob, and I know I'm going a little too deep with that name, but if you like the mythos, you will like the Patrick Star Show. It's just the way it goes. All right, so we're going to go back to the Star Trek fans, or just sci-fi fans in general, and we're going to talk about this. Yeah, that's right. The complete series of Babylon 5. Like this is, for any sci-fi fan or fan of sci-fi television, especially in the 90s, this thing is a holy grail. Like, a lot of people liked Babylon 5. I feel like the show was well ahead of its time. It dealt more in politics and human rights and stuff that any show at the time would even try to. Less a monster of the week or a problem of the week show, and more of a linear storytelling, and something that didn't really kick off in the popular zeitgeist until the 2000s era, where people were like, yeah, we can actually get behind it, a show that tells a story in a more episodic arc than just one episode. And this box set is really cool to get. My only issue is that they didn't include everything. It's the complete series, but it doesn't have the extra movies that they did. It doesn't include The Road Home, which was the recent animated film that they did. That's okay on that one because I got the 4K of it when it came out, but it just, for a more conclusive and complete collection, you would have thought that all of it would be contained in one set, but it's not. So that's too bad. But bigger, we got this series on a high definition system with the Blu-ray, which is good and bad because some of these special effects are not exactly meant to get that Blu-ray high def treatment. And you probably know exactly what I mean by that. The last 3 quick ones, which would usually on the shift I'd bring as my geek outs of the week. The first one being volume 9 of Ruby. With anime and stuff, I want to like it. There's still stuff few and far between that I like. But with Ruby, RWBY, I believe that's how it's spelled, how it's pronounced. It's interesting to me because now they're starting to integrate them with DC Comics. They've done comic version, and now they did a DC animated universe movie with Ruby versus Justice League. And it is a bit easier for me to make a conduit into that and get to know these characters alongside characters that I already know. But even that, some of the anime style of it is a little rough for me. So I'm still learning. So, and I'm not quite at volume 9 yet, but it is out for those who are. Another one here. This movie seemed like a freaking joke to me, but my wife Jen became immediately obsessed when she found out that there was a horror movie that has a sloth killing sorority girls in a sorority house. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is it stupid? Yes. Is it a good movie? No. No, it's not. But it's a movie about a killer sloth. I mean, really, besides kitsch value and cult value and just laughing yourself silly about the fact that one of the slowest animals on the planet killing people, I think you got your reward right there. All right, so last one. And this is one that I was so pumped to get. And I'm not going to really tell you anything about the story. I'm just going to tell you that Teyonah Taylor is electric, and that A.V. Rockwell is a director to keep note of, because whatever they come out with next is going to be on a whole new level. Because 1001 is a very independent film that had a slow burn to it as far as releasing wise. But now that we're in award season, especially with the Independent Spirit Awards, is going to be elevated and put on a pedestal to a new level. And I think it deserves it. It is nominated for a handful of awards, including Teyonah Taylor. And it's just a character story that is unpredictable, grips you from moments into the film, and is the exciting debut of a new voice, especially in black cinema, that is really refreshing to see. All right, so that is everything that I have this week. I had a bit more of a pile than I usually do. That may go up or down in the next few weeks, but so being that these videos may be longer or shorter, but I hope to keep them at least under 15 minutes, so I'm not boring everybody out there. But if you want to get a hold of me, you can comment below. Also subscribe to me so you know when these videos come out on YouTube. I'm also going to be posting them on the Shift Heads Facebook page, on my own website. So check them out there. I am the Stevel Dead on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and the website stevestebbing.ca. And again, also search Shane Hewitt on YouTube, and you'll find all the stuff I do with him as well. Thank you everybody for checking this out, and I'll see you next week.